So, you ever wonder how some people can look at a bunch of numbers and just see a story? Well, that's pretty much the magic of data analysis, and it's one of the hottest skills out there right now. In this explainer, we're not going to just talk about it. Nope, we're handing you the actual roadmap. We'll cover what it is, what the opportunities look like, and the exact steps you need to take. So, you ready? Let's dive in. Okay, so you've probably heard the buzz, right? You've seen the job postings pop up everywhere, and you're thinking, could this actually be for me? Could I really make a career out of this? If that's you, then you are in exactly the right spot. But maybe there are some of those little voices in the back of your head. You might be thinking, am I too old to start something new? Or maybe I'm too young and no one will take me seriously. Or the big one, I don't even have a tech degree. We hear this stuff all the time. And trust me, we're going to break down all those worries and show you why they might not be true. All right, first things first, before we go any further, let's lay down a solid foundation. Let's get really clear on the most important question. What is data analysis anyway? So, at its heart, it's really just a process. It's not some kind of dark magic, it's a system. You take all this raw, messy, chaotic information, you can almost picture it like all the random stuff getting poured into a funnel, and you transform it into something incredibly valuable. You get these practical insights that help businesses and people make way smarter decisions. And this slide breaks that process down perfectly. First, you've got to collect the data. It's like being a detective gathering all the initial clues. Then, and this part is super important, you have to clean and organize it, because let's be real, real-world data is almost always messy. After that, you analyze it, looking for patterns. Then you visualize it to make sense of it all. And finally, you get to the big reveal. You extract those key insights. It's the aha moment that makes it all worthwhile. And who's actually using this stuff? Well, pretty much everyone. Think about it. When Amazon or Noon suggests a product you actually want to buy, that's data analysis. When Uber or Careem finds you the quickest route home, yep, that's data. It's in healthcare, banking, even in sports when teams are scouting their next big star. Seriously, data is everywhere. And this right here, this is the core of it. We're moving away from the old days of making big decisions based on just a gut feeling or intuition. The most successful companies today want proof. They want data. It allows them to make moves with confidence instead of just guessing. This isn't just a trend. It's how modern business is done. Okay, so we get it. It's important. But what does that actually mean for you? Let's talk about the good stuff, the jobs you can get, what they're called, and yeah, let's talk about the money. When you look at data jobs, you'll see a few main players. You've got the classic data analyst. They're kind of the all-around problem solver. Then there's the BI, or business intelligence analyst, who's like the storyteller, creating awesome dashboards. The business analyst is the translator, bridging the gap between the tech folks and the business folks. And then you have the data scientist, who's kind of like a fortune teller, using machine learning to predict what's going to happen next. They're all on the same team, just playing different positions. Now for the numbers. The earning potential here is pretty great. In a fast-growing area like the Gulf region, for example, a skilled analyst can pull in up to $6,000 a month. And we're not just talking about people with 20 years of experience. This is absolutely achievable for someone with the right, up-to-date skills. And it's not just in one region. This demand is global. If you look at places like Europe or the US, that number climbs even higher, with salaries hitting up to $150,000 a year. The takeaway here is simple. If you've got the skills, the jobs are out there, and they pay well. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I know there are a lot of myths and fears out there that stop really smart people from even giving this a shot. So let's tackle them head on. Let's do some myth busting. Okay, myth number one, I'm too old for this, or on the flip side, I'm too young. Let's just stop that right now. The reality? Companies could not care less about your birth date. They care about what you can do. We see people crushing it in this field from 18 all the way to 55 and beyond. It's all about your skills, period. And myth number two, this is a big one. I don't have a computer science or engineering degree. You know what? A lot of the time, that's actually an advantage. Seriously. Some of the best analysts out there come from backgrounds in arts or commerce or even education. Why? Because they know how to ask really good questions and they bring a totally different perspective. It's about how you think, not what your diploma says. And maybe the biggest myth of all, this is just too hard for me. It can look like this giant, impossible mountain you have to climb. But the truth is, it's much more like a steady, manageable path. This isn't about being a genius. It's about patience. It's about practice. It's a skill you build one step at a time, not something you're born with. So if there's one thing you remember from this section, let it be this. Your success is not about your age or your degree or some kind of natural talent. It all comes down to three things: your skills, your commitment, and your ability to look at a problem and want to solve it. Feeling better? Good. Now that we've cleared away some of those mental roadblocks, let's get down to business. It's time to roll out the actual step-by-step roadmap to get you there. Now, remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. The secret ingredient is just being consistent. If you can put in just 2 or 3 hours a day, you can get the basics down in about 3 months. By 6 months, you'll be at an intermediate level. And within a year, you can be a legit, job-ready professional. Totally doable. And here's what that path looks like. Step 1, you start with the foundations, the absolute basics, Excel and a little bit of statistics. Then, step 2, you learn to talk to databases using SQL. Step 3 is where you get some real power with a programming language like Python. Step 4 is all about the visuals, learning to tell stories with tools like Power BI or Tableau. And then, step 5, and I cannot stress this enough, this is the most important step of all, you have to build projects and actually apply what you've learned. Okay, you've put in the work, you've learned the skills, you've built some cool projects. Now for the grand finale, launching your career and actually landing that first job. As you start your job search, please try to avoid these common traps. First is the learning without doing trap. For every new thing you learn, build a small project. Actually use it. The second mistake is comparing yourself to everyone else. Don't do it. Just focus on your own progress day by day. And third, please don't wait until you feel 100% ready to apply for jobs. Spoiler alert, you'll never feel 100% ready. Just start applying. Think of these as the essential items in your job hunting toolkit. Your portfolio of projects, that's your proof that you can do the work. An active GitHub account shows you know how to code and collaborate. A polished LinkedIn profile is your professional brand. Participating in Kaggle competitions shows you're passionate and competitive. And of course, a killer CV that pulls it all together and tells your unique story. So, there you have it, the complete roadmap. We've talked about where you're going, we've busted the myths that try to stop you, and we've laid out the exact path to take. The map is officially in your hands now. The only question left is, what are you going to build for your very first project?